Kia ora, my dear friends, and greetings from Aotearoa here in New Zealand. I hope you are doing well at this really extraordinary time that we're living through. This vlog is maybe a little bit different to what I might normally offer, and it really is specifically intended for medics and nurses around the world. So if you are a medic or a nurse and you are working currently to fight this new phenomenon that we are all dealing with. I'm not going to name the word because of censorship on social media. I hope you'll forgive me. I think you know what I'm talking about. If you are one of these medical personnel, then you know this will be perhaps of relevance to you. If you have a family member who is working as a doctor or a surgeon or a nurse or anything like that, this may be of use and value to you, so stay tuned. I once thought my path was to become a doctor. In fact, I thought that for many years, and I pursued that path until I recognized that actually my calling is actually to be, and now is, a psychotherapist. So I am a psychotherapist. I trained in the United Kingdom at the University of Exeter and got my qualifications, both undergraduate and postgrad qualifications, and I am a psychotherapist and I practice in private practice here in New Zealand. So I mention that because I want to offer you something rather special. You know, what we're facing now is so unprecedented, and the challenges we're facing are so unprecedented that it's almost impossible to predict how we can all cope with something that's such a great unknown, right? However, you know, in my capacity as a psychotherapist, I have certain clinical experiences that can inform my way of thinking. I'm also a yoga teacher too, just for your information. So here's what I see happening, and this isn't terribly joyous. I'll give you a heads up, and if you are triggered by mental health issues, then you might choose not to watch any further. But what I see happening going forward is that we are going to see a wave of medics and medical personnel, clinicians who have been involved at the front line in this fight, really beginning to show the strain of this extraordinary work that they're doing in keeping us all safe, keeping, you know, your loved ones safe. That comes at a price, yeah. And also more than that, it's also above and beyond potentially what any human being could be reasonably expected to tolerate. So my view as a psychotherapist, and this is just my view, and you can take it or leave it, is that actually what we should anticipate is that medical personnel, nurses, people who are on the front line will start to show the signs of psychological distress, probably by about May onwards of 2020. And if not before, this may already be, you know, happening right now. But I anticipate that by May, June of 2020, we will have a much better idea of the catastrophic results of this pandemic, a more fully fleshed out picture. And obviously those people who are in medical situations, who are looking after the very sick, will have been working potentially for months without much reprieve. And you know, I think it's easy maybe for some of us to forget that our extraordinary doctors and nurses are very human too. And so this is my invitation. As a psychotherapist, I am offering one session. Consider it a crisis or intervention session, a space, a breathing space for any medical clinician around the world who needs it, in the bid, my hope, to stem the tide of clinicians come the May, June time of 2020. We'll be starting to see the immense toll that this would have taken on them. And just as veterans coming back from war have a much greater risk of the S word, right? Another word that will be censored if I say it on certain platforms, so please forgive me, I will not say it, but I think you know what I'm talking about here. Those medics will be at higher risk for that S word, in my opinion. And so I'm offering this now. I'm making this vlog in March of 2020, and I may be premature, I may be late, I'm not quite sure. But I feel moved and very passionate to offer this extraordinary gesture at an extraordinary time. I'm offering this from my heart with no charge. So, and that's why I call it extraordinary, because we all deserve, whatever our work, we all deserve to be paid. Of course we do. And when we are faced with extraordinary times, sometimes we have to go beyond the bounds that we normally work within. And so I feel inspired and moved to offer this to medics, nurses who are working with the very sick across the world. If you have been working for months on end, maybe you've been working in China and then you went to Italy, you are who I am speaking to, okay? So there are a couple of things, a couple of points that are important in this invitation, this offer, that I want you to know, okay? The first thing is, and this is probably one of the only limiting conditions, these are rather the limiting conditions of this invitation and this offer. Firstly, I will ask that you are fluent in the English language. You have to recognize that this is a rather extraordinary thing, and I have to consider how I'm going to hold these potential new clients or patients coming into my world, who obviously I'll be working with those individuals via Skype, okay, online. So that is a very different way of working for me as a psychotherapist, working with potentially lots of people that I may have only one contact with. It will be impossible if we don't have a shared language. So unfortunately, that is a must. You must be fluent in the English language. And I'm so sorry for those who will be excluded as a result of that condition, but I feel it is important for both of us. Okay, so the second point, really the second and third points are kind of interwoven together. The second point I'd like to bring to your awareness in this invitation is that humility is required. I have had lived experience of a family member who has encountered this profoundly awful S word. And I worked with this person, I supported this person, this family member, through a very difficult and dark time. So what's important is that you are able to recognize that the stress that you are under has become unbearable, unmanageable, and that you are willing, that's the third point, the humility and the willingness go together. You are willing to receive the help that I'm offering, the support that I'm offering, the space that we can create. Even in one session, it's possible to create a bit of a breathing space for you so that you can go on working or make a decision about how you proceed. So I hope that makes sense. It's also extremely important, and it's something that I will not compromise on. So the kind of judgment call on that front will always remain with me. In terms of this offer, there's always the potential, the possibility that I will revoke this or review it at any time. I would always seek to do this with the person I'm working with. As I say, it's one session really. Primarily I'll be offering to most people. There may be exceptional circumstances where that might stretch to 2, but I want you to be clear that this is a gift. And that kind of leads me to my next point, really. You know, I'm very aware of my worth and my value as a psychotherapist, and I'm also a deeply humanitarian human being. I love our human family, and so this is why this offer comes from my heart. However, that being said, if you are in a position to give and donate something from your heart to mine, in thanks, in recognition of what I'm offering, then I will gratefully receive it. The spirit in which you give that gift is also important. My neighbour's waving at me. So, and really we have a word for that here in Aotearoa. The word is koha. So if you feel moved, if you decide to take up this invitation, and in a moment I'll share with you how, if you feel moved to do that and you would like to give a donation to me for my time, for this effort, for everything that will go on behind the scenes that will enable me to offer this extraordinary gift, then I of course will welcome that. But it's important, the spirit in which you give that gift, that koha, as we say in Te Reo Māori here in Aotearoa, New Zealand, is also important. So it should be freely given, not under a sense of compulsion or duress, or at cost to you that means that you are sacrificing a bill or something that you need. Because honestly, this is coming from my heart. I'm offering this gift for free. But for those who can and wish to, of course I will accept with gratitude your donation. I hope that makes sense. Myself and my husband, we're both psychotherapists. We will be sharing this message across our social media platforms. I really need your help. If you support my work and you are in the Soul Food whānau, the Soul Food family across platforms, then you would do me such a great service if you can share this vlog, if you can share this video, particularly with those who may need it the most. It is an extraordinary offer, and it does come with those conditions that I've mentioned. There's also one more, because I'm not sure to what extent this will be taken up. I could be inundated, and if so, I will obviously have to put a cap on the number of people, the number of clinicians that I'm able to serve. But you know, I guess I'll close with this. You know, it's very easy for us when we are the ones healing, when we are the ones who know, to forget that we are also very human. We are also very fallible. We also get brokenhearted, and sometimes our work takes us right to the edge. And I know this from working with countless people who are feeling that S word very, very acutely. And some who have attempted. I'm very blessed that no one has ever successfully completed on my caseload, but as long as I remain in this profession, that is the risk that I hold. So I think if I'm speaking to you as a medic, you will understand the kind of magnitude of really what I'm offering here and the exceptional nature of it. And I hope that you will honor that and share this with others who may wish to take it up with a sense of the rarity of this. And I will place a limit on the number of clinicians that I'm able to help, because I'm very aware of my limits too. So I hope that is clear. You're very welcome. Depending on where you're seeing this video, it will be across all our platforms that we use, so Facebook, LinkedIn, probably a bit of Twitter, TikTok. I will put a note on TikTok for those who are maybe interested. Yeah, wherever you see it, you're welcome to leave a comment and ask a question, and I will leave details of how to reach me within the platform wherever you're seeing this, so you know, be assured of that. And just to give you a kind of simple link to find me, you can contact me on LinkedIn, and that is my full name, which I will give in the description of this video. So you can find me there if there's no other way that you've seen to contact me, and you know, you're able to reach out and send me a message. And yeah, really share this message far and wide. I really want this to reach those who could make use of it. So with that, my friends, I wish you so much aroha. Thank you for your service. Kia kaha from Aotearoa. I think the whole world is with you if you are on the front line. Our hearts are with you. We're so proud of you. Thank you for everything that you're doing. And I look forward to hearing from some of you. Kia ora.